Hi, welcome to Nurture Wellness and my 21 Days of Self-Care series, where together we're building a habit of self-care, doing at least one thing each day to lovingly care for ourselves. Today's self-care is Stretching 101, what to do and what not to do when stretching our muscles. Firstly, what is a stretch? Every muscle in our body has two attachment points, one at either end. Those attach to often bone, but sometimes connective tissue, or fascia, sometimes another muscle, sometimes organs. What a stretch is taking those attachment points away from each other to cause a stretch in the tissue. No matter where in the body we're focusing on stretching our muscles, there are some foundations and principles that will help that to be more effective and prevent injury. Secondly, how long should you hold a stretch? Well, the quick answer is ideally 30 seconds, but it kind of depends. For our larger postural muscles, like our low back muscle, the QL, or our hamstrings at the back of our leg, quadriceps at the front of our leg, these really do require holding for a longer duration for that message to get to our brains, that neuromuscular patterning to take effect, and the brain to realize that that muscle can be longer. Smaller muscles, especially closer to your head, neck muscles for instance, often 15 or 20 seconds, even the forearm muscles, often 15 to 20 seconds is enough of a duration, but we just want to be consistently holding that duration. Holding a stretch for a shorter period of time, 8 to 10 seconds, you'll likely feel a little bit of relief in the moment, but we won't necessarily get that message to the brain that the muscle can be longer. And that's the effect we want to have. Thirdly, what not to do. Don't hold a painful stretch. The stretch position that's ideal is where you feel a pulling in the tissue but not pain. If you went a little bit further, it would be a little too uncomfortable to hold for the duration you want to hold it for. If you get there and you're finding it difficult, back up just a little bit in that range of motion, just a tiny bit back, and hold it where it's comfortable but just on the edge. We want to hold the stretch in a static position, meaning we're not bouncing or oscillating. It's just staying quite steady and still in that position. This will allow all of the fibers of the muscle to stretch and tension to release from the tissue. We want to repeat each stretch at least 3 times. And the reason for that is each time you go into the stretch position, you're going to be getting slightly different fibers. It's never going to be exactly the same alignment. And also the fibers that you are getting more than once, they're getting a little bit of a deeper stretch, going a little bit further in the stretch of that muscle fiber each time you stretch. So you're going to find that it becomes a little bit easier with each repetition, or sometimes you're noticing that you're going a little bit further or deeper into the range. So let's stretch our upper trapezius muscle, this coat hanger shaped muscle at the top of our shoulder that attaches into the skull and over onto the shoulder. So to take the origin away from the insertion, fancy terms for the attachment points, we're going to take our opposite ear and just hang it towards the opposite shoulder. So what this does, it allows gravity to just take my head over to the opposite side, allowing this tissue to stretch. If my shoulder blade can be down my back a little bit, as relaxed as it'll be. If I'm in good alignment versus forward, which I do when I'm tired, just sort of straight up but not too rigid, and then just allow that to drop. That's getting a really nice stretch through there. It's not painful, but I feel the tissue stretching. I want to repeat that a few times on each side. You can repeat it definitely more times on one side than the other if one side's tighter. But let's stick to that principle of at least 3 times, holding for 20 to 30 seconds for this muscle. Just by showing you that a few times, I already feel that this side of my neck is a lot looser than the other side. So I'm going to go and repeat it over there. Give these stretches a try. Anywhere in your body that needs to be stretched, check out where the alignment is, what the proper stretch position is. You can find those resources online. You can also ask one of your practitioners, your massage therapist, your physiotherapist, your yoga instructor, what a good stretch position is, and then you can use these principles to stretch any of the muscles. Let me know how it goes.